Thanks, Christy, and thank you to the team at Resources Rising Stars for the opportunity to present today. This is our usual disclaimer, which I urge you to read at your own leisure. This presentation's been uploaded on the ASX platform. Multiple shots on goal. That's the message I'd like to leave you with today, and when you think about when I'm presenting today, that's the key message, is multiple shots on goal. DevEx Resources is in the discovery business. Our core goal is to deliver discovery drill holes for our shareholders. And to do this, we've brought together a portfolio of high-quality exploration assets located in several of Australia's most sought-after regions. Each of these assets have got their own unique opportunities and merits for discovery success. So, multiple shots on goal. Whether in Western Australia, we're exploring directly north of Chalice Mines, nickel copper PGE discovery at Gonaville. We've got our own drill rig starting up there later this week to target some weak to moderate conductors in the area. Or over in New South Wales, where we've just finished a program of air core and RC drilling at the Junee project, waiting assay results at the moment. Or likewise, what we announced to the market today, which is a new project in North Queensland at the Kennedy project, where we're seeing on very broad space drilling surficial rare earths from the drill results together and backed up by metallurgical work that's sort of indicating that they're looking very positive rare earths and clays. Of course, the spotlight's on our Narbarlek uranium project, located in the Northern Territory, situated and surrounding the historical high-grade Narbarlek uranium mine. It's an attractive project, it's a unique project. DevEx represents one of the very few ASX companies exploring for high-grade uranium in Australia, and that's because of the uniqueness of the project and where it's located. We've been busy up there, we've held this project for a long time, and last year saw an uptick in our exploration activities and drilling, and that's been delivering results including 10 metres at over 1% uranium, and likewise further afield other significant intercepts, and this is what we plan to be doing this year as we move into the dry season at the end of this month. So again, the drill rig is scheduled to be up there at the end of this month, so multiple shots on goal. This is supported by the board and by management team. And of course, with no introduction is needed, Tim Gorder is our chairman and major shareholder and certainly our biggest enthusiast. He's got the whip and he does crack it, and what he likes to see is exploration activity, busy times. And you don't make discoveries without drilling holes, and that's why we're aiming for all of our projects. Naturally, myself, I'm a geologist by trade and been around the industry for quite a long time. Importantly, to understand what we're about with these multiple shots on goal, the key message here is that you need that momentum, you need to turn your ground over. And so we've got good cash backing with over $15 million in the bank to see this exploration momentum continue over the next 12 months on all of these prospects. And naturally the one we're really focused on is Narbarlek because it's the most advanced, but all of these opportunities really provide a good opportunity for DevEx shareholders. So drilling down into the actual projects itself, starting in the Northern Territory, moving to Western Australia and then finishing up over in the east. The Narbarlek uranium project is core to our business and what we've been keen on for quite some time. We're located inside of the Alligator Rivers uranium province. This is a uranium province. It's not called that for no good reason. Over 500 million pounds of uranium has either been mined or defined in current resources from this area. It's a well-known province, second only to the Athabasca Basin in North America. This is the only place you really find these big, high-grade deposits around the world, and that's why we're there, and that's why we've been there for quite some time. We're exploring on the map that you see there inside of that red outline. That is our granted tenure. We've got a larger area of exploration applications in the area, over 4,500 square kilometres in this area. So we are very unique in the region. We're situated and centred on the Narbarlek uranium mine. Again, 24 million pounds at 1.84% was mined from Narbarlek in the 80s. And we're exploring in the area immediately around that area. So just to sort of give you a snapshot of what it looks like with the uranium price currently as it stands, and a bit of history in there, and quickly, is that's the Narbarlek project as you see it. The mine is just in the top of the image. It's not mountainous terrain. You don't have to bring helicopters in. You've got a lot of tracks in the area and you've got a lot of support in the region. We've got an all-weather airstrip that was put in there for the Narbarlek mine, and the drillers generally fly in and out of the project anyhow. Our exploration camp is in the area. DevEx, or what we were originally called was Uranium Equities, became very interested in the uranium industry back in 2008 following the uptick in the uranium price pre-Fukushima. We bought the Nabarlek uranium mine in 2008 and got going with exploration. A lot of money was spent in the area with results. Significant intercepts were found between 2008 leading up to Fukushima, and those intercepts are now sitting there where we're most focused on. Of course, the Fukushima disaster occurred and the uranium price took a dive for quite some time. We've been sitting there holding this project for some time, and now with the uranium price ticking upwards up north of $50 per pound, we believe it's still time to power up here. So just zooming in on the actual project, where our drilling's going to be this year and what we plan to be busy on. The red outline in the centre of the image is showing you the Nabarlek mining lease, which we hold and own. And likewise, all those red dots and magenta dots you see there are uranium intercepts from around the region. This provides a sign to everybody that this is just not one little prospect or one little project. There's multiple uranium intercepts that we need to be busy on, hence why we need to get drilling soon, and that's why the rigs are due there at the end of the month. We followed up on this last year and we started to deliver results. Immediately south at Nabarlek South prospect of the Nabarlek mine, we're getting significant intercepts such as 10 metres at over 1% uranium. Or further afield to the east, we're also seeing some significant intercepts at both U42 and U40 prospect. So just showing you very quickly these three prospects in a little bit more detail. This is the Nabarlek South prospect. So you can see where the Nabarlek pit was, the black bubble box is pointing to it. Naturally, we're drilling and looking to expand both east and west of the Nabarlek South mineralisation that we got last year. There's a nice looking gravity image there that shows this gravity ridge, and drilling a kilometre to the west sees uranium mineralisation, and drilling a kilometre to the east still sees uranium mineralisation. Our goal and our focus is to now step along that trend and seeing how continuous that uranium mineralisation is and where it's going to lead us by the end of the year. Further afield in the area surrounding Nabarlek, similarly at U40 prospect, which is the northern bubble box you're seeing there, and also U42, again very high grade early stage uranium mineralisation has been found in that area. It's a classic area for classic style high grade uranium deposits. We drilled last year at U42 and got 2 metres at 0.6%, including a metre at 1%. This is high grade. There's no drilling around that drill hole. To the north, it's open all the way to a tenement boundary for several kilometres. Or a U40 prospect, where there's very high-grade intercepts previously intercepted, such as 6 metres at 7%. And just to give you a sense of timing and why these projects are continuing the way they are, it's all about, in some ways, it's all a little bit about bad timing, but good timing for us right now. This intercept at U40 prospect, 6 metres at very high grade at 7%, and likewise nearby 4 metres at almost 2%. That occurred back in 2010 in December. Everyone got very excited about it back when we were called Uranium Equities. Plans would come back in the dry season in April and start drilling this project. But as everyone in the uranium industry knows, March 2011 saw the Fukushima disaster and the downturn in the uranium price. So really, all the plans got kiboshed at that point. What we see is this system is continuously open to the south, and the southernmost drill line still has uranium intercepts on it and broad zones of lower grade uranium mineralisation, telling us the system continues. And so this is a real priority for us to get back out there with the drill rig in that area. All right, so moving across to Western Australia, we're exploring at the Sovereign project, located directly north of Chalice Mines' big Gonaville nickel-copper PG discovery. We know that we've got the right rocks. We're seeing mafic, ultramafic intrusions. We're seeing disseminated nickel and copper sulfides. What we're looking for is that concentration of the right mineralisation in that area. And we've been busy there over the last 2 years. Now we're starting to see good signs with the recent ground EM work that we're doing. And just to explain that in a little bit of detail, those two images you see there is surface geochemistry. We've defined this mafic, ultramafic intrusion over 12 by 6 kilometres. It's that mauvey, pinky looking colour there with the geochemistry sitting on the eastern margin of this intrusion. It's extensive, it's long, but now that we're doing EM over this side of the intrusion, we're now starting to see some weak to moderate conductors that are really begging for drilling. And that's what we're planning with an RC rig, especially at the end of the week, due to come out and start testing these 3 targets that we've already defined. So again, multiple shots on for our shareholders to get it on goal. Okay, so earlier this morning we put a new release out to the market about a project, a new project that we've been defining called the Kennedy Project in northern Queensland. So this project is located up here. We were very interested in the rare earth market. Everyone's hearing about rare earths daily now from companies bringing out results and the like, especially the ones in the clay. The grades, like what we're now doing, is we targeted this area because we felt it was attractive for this sort of ionic style clay rare earth mineralisation. We went up to this area because we saw scale, we saw the right rocks that could potentially be sources, and we've come in and we've drilled rab holes into it, 15 metre deep rab holes, generally about 1 kilometre apart. So Bill, if you want to pace it out, you're going to be a long way down that way when you start sort of measuring scale, and Bill's left, so that's all right. Bad luck, Bill. So no problem. So what we're saying is that we're now seeing, we do 11 holes out here, broadly spaced. That cross-section that you see there, the spacing between those two holes, for example, is 1.3 kilometres. That's big scale, right? And the only 2 holes that we didn't get rare earth mineralisation was because we just drilled underneath the actual target profile that we got there. So we're seeing extensive rare earth mineralisation from surface in the top 2 metres of this area. Now that's all great, and you'll see a lot of people talking about rare earth mineralisation in clays and the like. Well, we're backing this up also with metallurgy. We've done preliminary metallurgical work with ALS, and we're seeing good recoveries using very weak leaches that are usually used as diagnostic indicators of ionic clay style mineralisation. So, you know, without trying to pronounce them, praseodymium, neodymium, terbium and dysprosium, you're seeing good recoveries around about 50% in this area. So I had to practice that, by the way. But bear in mind scale. So I keep talking about scale. So we're seeing good recoveries. We're seeing it backed up. This is very early days. The orange represents the target clays, what's called tertiary clays, or our target regolith horizon. The scale you see there is 10 kilometres. We're drilling on 1 kilometre spacing, so what lies beyond? That's not our interpretation, by the way. This is purely taking the government geology map, 250K sheet that identified these clays already. Nobody's drilled these clays ever, and so we're seeing an opportunity here. So right now, 11 holes have been drilled, 9 of them which have got rare earth mineralisation from surface in the first 2 metres. It's got good metallurgical results, and certainly we see an opportunity to expand out. We've got to drill in between, we've got to expand out for what this means. So we're pretty excited by this result, and it's very early days. This is a very quick and easy peg that we did last year following a review, and so we'll see where this leads, but just bear in mind that scale. I can't say it more than enough. Yeah, so multiple shots on goal. We've got a drill rig turning up at Sovereign Project at the end of the week. We've got a drill rig turning up at the Nabarlek Uranium Project at the end of the month. We need another rig up at Nabarlek by early next month, and we need to be drilling these targets. And similarly, we're waiting on assay results from the Juni project, and likewise now at Kennedy, following these results, we need to be following up on that. We've given more samples down to ANSTO, who are doing more leach test work, because we need to see how it all goes, but likewise we need to step out in scale, and so it's going to be busy times for DevEx, and hopefully exciting times for DevEx shareholders. I'd like to thank everyone for their attention.